Zoe, and today I'm bringing you my TBR for Four Nations Readathon Round 2. So, it's January 2021. Happy New Year, everyone. And that means that throughout this whole month, Four Nation Readathon is happening again. So I'll just be continuing on my journey to become an avatar. And for now, just an update. I am level 5. I accomplished the true mastery of the Fire Nation. And as my goal, as my January TBR or my TBR for the Four Nations, I want to try to accomplish levels 6, 7, and 8, which are Commandant, Admiral, and General. So, also, after July, was it? So, September, October, November, and December, there were sprints happening. They were called Aang's Journey, so it was a week-long readathon where you could choose a bunch of levels. Just check out the readathon information, and that will be linked down below for a better explanation. I just did the basic because I know me and I couldn't read more than that, which helped me just fill out some of these prompts in advance. Okay, so I'll be telling you which prompts I already have completed because of Aang's Journey, what I read for that, and what I'll be reading to accomplish just my general title. So let's go. So for level 6 we have read a classic. So for that one I'm reading A Brave New World in this pre edition by Aldous Huxley. So why I'm reading this? Because I want to because we had to read this book for school. And it just became one of my favorite dystopians ever. And I checked, and this is classified as a classic. So, I am on a journey to try and reread some of my favorites. And I really want to try and reread it. Because it's been like, 6 years since I last read it. So, a classic. A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's just the epitome of dystopian. I wouldn't know how to describe it. It's just like so alien. I wouldn't know how to describe it. It's just like the epitome of dystopian. Go in if you haven't read it. I truly recommend it. I would go in blind and go in thinking this is what the word is, the utopia. Like, if a utopia happened, it would be like this, because people are actually so happy and do not question everything. Like, because they're not wired that way. And this book gives me galaxy mind, so yeah, that one. Maybe I will have more coherent thoughts once I read it and just have words. We'll see. The next prompt for Commandant, this is gonna be a long one, was a book where a female is in charge of an armed group, either military or rebel. I used Aang's Journey for this one. I used Gaoling, which was a read 200 plus page book. And I read Tunnel of Bones by Victorias Schwab. 4 stars, amazing. It was a sequel for City of Ghosts. So good. It was so much fun. It's just an incredible middle grade. It's just, the premise of City of Ghosts, because this is a sequel, is this girl, Cassidy Blake, had a near-death experience. She was saved by her now best friend, Jacob. Trick is, Jacob is a ghost. And since she almost died that time, now she can see ghosts. Which is, fine, where she lives doesn't cause much trouble. Where's the catch? Her parents have recently signed a contract to film a docuseries which will take her to the most haunted sites and cities around the world, because it's like a mix between ghost hunters and historians, and she'll find pretty deadly situations with these ghosts. She'll make friends, she'll find more stuff about why she can see ghosts and what she can do about that, what it means, and it's truly so atmospheric, so much fun. Please read it. The third one, Bridge of Souls, coming out in March. One of my most anticipated of 2021. But I already read it, so that prompt is failed. Then for all of these levels, I have this teensy tiny prompt that is pick 5 books from your TBR and have somebody else pick a book for you, one of those. So I had my boyfriend do that. I have a clip of him choosing. So let's insert just the clip of him doing those 3 all at once. Hey, so for this part of the TBR, it's the select 5 titles and then let someone else pick one title for you. And for this particular TBR, I have that prompt 3 times, so I'm just gonna do them all in one go. So for the first round of this select 5, pick 1, I'm gonna call it that because why not? The contenders are Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, The Giver by Lois Lowry, The Red Notebook, I guess? Yes, The Red Notebook by Paul Auster, Strange a Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I just have the ebook, the Kindle version, so this will do. And Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. So this is the first choosing file. Let's call the guest. Thank you, guest. Great appearance. Now, choose between these 5.
What is the criteria that I have to choose?
What your heart desires.
Okay.
I just pick 5 and then you... What? Why are you laughing?
Y la soy chico porque es más chico.
Hmm? Mind you, you'll have to do this 2 more times apart from this one and just add another.
Yeah. I mean, for... I think I would choose this one. It's the most appealing.
Okay, so first choice, Practical Magic. I feel like it's just a biased choice because this is actually my favorite book of all time. So I'm not mad about it. Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. So the new contender for the next round is a curious incident off the dock in the nighttime. I just have it in Spanish, so yeah, Off the Dock in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. So same for before, just The Red Notebook, Brave New World, The Giver, and Strange Dreamer.
I guess I wouldn't choose this one, so I would have to go with the Red Notebook.
So, The Red Notebook by Paul Auster. Super biased. It's one of my only signed copies ever. By one of my favorite authors. Just
I'm
suspicious. I promise I didn't tell him nothing. Just like sit and pick. Last contender to enter is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So, Curious Incident, Brave New World, The Giver, Strange Dreamer, and Philosopher's Stone.
Actually, in this one, I'm between The Giver and Strange Dreamer. And I think I would go with Strange Dreamer.
So we have our 3 selections for the Select 5. Pick one. So we have Practical Magic, The Red Notebook, The Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, Red Notebook by Paul Auster, and Strange Dreamer by Laini Taylor. So yeah, these 2 will be reading purely physical. I mean, actually, maybe I'll listen to physical and audiobook of this one. Just the physical on this one, and ebook and audiobook for this one because I've got both too. So I mean, did I say ebook? Ebook and audiobook for this one too. So I'm really excited about these picks actually. They're, as you might have guessed, all rereads because we like to make things easy on ourselves. And one of the objectives for the readings of 2021 is to actually reread a bunch of favorites and reread the Harry Potter series. So why not? Thanks. This is it for this section. Back to guess TBR dummy. Oh no, other dummy. So as you saw, the first one is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Also one of my favorites, as I already told you. I am on the journey to reread some of my favorite books. And this one just pulls my heartstrings so bad. Love So Strange is truly like my #1 book boyfriend. And I feel he's underappreciated as a book boyfriend. He's so pure. And just like, I swoon for him. I can't. I just love him, and the world is so atmospheric and the writing style is so beautiful. In fact, I am making this my first reread of 2021. As I'm recording this, I am already into the reread and I am enjoying it immensely. There's no surprise there. I had just like forgotten how enraging some of these characters were at the beginning. Enraging. Like, I am baffled and outraged. I would slap the bitch. Slap the bitch, like, the outrage. So that's it. I'm doing that. And with that, I would have gotten Commandant. So we're well on our way with that. For level 7, Admiral, we have a book about pirates. A book that I have wanted to read for so long. Treasure Island. In Spanish, I have it in Spanish. Children's book by Robert Louis Stevenson. One of my favorite Disney movies is, my top 3 Disney movies are Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Treasure Planet, Beauty and the Beast. Recently rewatched Atlantis, The Lost Empire, which gives me major Strange Dreamer vibes. You know why they're like correlated with my favorite books? And Treasure Planet, which 10 out of 10 best movie ever. So freaking good. So good. So good. Everybody go watch it 10 times. So I am excited to read this pretty thing. I always forget like how thick it is. I always think it's like 100-page book. It's double. It's not a long book by any means, but yeah. So this one. You know, there are pirates here. They want to go find the treasure of this famous pirate. The biggest treasure ever heard. With this secret map that this boy acquires by XYZ situation. They go on this trip. What will happen? Will they find it? All the adventures in the boat, pirates, stolen things. Woo! So, that one. For the next one, a book that takes place on the other side of the world. I have another kind of, would this be kind of a classic? Maybe. I have Around the World in 80 Days by Julio Verne. I have it in English, but Julio Verne. Jules Verne. Julio Verne. So, I've seen the movie. Not much else I can tell you. The man, because of some mystical reason, wants to go travel around the world in 80 days or something will happen. That's as much as I can tell you. The movie has Jackie Chan. I don't know if that sticks to the book or not. Excited for it. And since it was like around the world, I was pretty sure that it had to be like the other side of the world at some point. No? Yes. Safe bet. That's why I chose it. And I had it for the Kindle, so safe bet. Next one, a book that takes place on a ship. I read my first read of 2021 for that one. Cress by Marissa Meyer. so good. This is the third one on the Lunar Chronicles. It was a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, I am recording this. It is midnight. So it's technically the 6th of January. So we're a week into this. And this was a brilliant masterpiece. I cannot tell you how incredible this book was, how premeditated, how the narratives were held, and the intrigue, the tensions were kept. I was so mad at some chapters that, because this has, in Scarlet, the second one, there's multiple perspectives introduced, and some chapters just left me hanging from one perspective to leave me hanging from another perspective, and I was just so mad. I want to come back, and then I want to come back again to those stories, and they were so faithful and truthful to the original stories. This is such a good retelling of Rapunzel, like, but the original, I had to read the Grimms. I ramble about this a lot in a vlog that I made that hopefully will be up soon enough, hopefully. So I had to read Rapunzel, which is Rapunzel for school, as well as Snow White, Little Red Riding Hood, and Cinderella for school, like the original tales. Creepy as freak. So good. The retelling is so good. And the way that Marissa Meyer manages to intertwine aspects of all these stories in this one, just like it's not just solely centered in Rapunzel, but just introduces that aspect. Wonderful, beautiful, and so good. All the characters are so engaging, and a lot of it, and huge part, very important part, takes place on a spaceship, so I'm counting it. 5 books again. As you saw, my boyfriend picked Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This also has a movie. This is actually my favorite book of all time. What can I say? Since I got this book, I think I say it every time I hold this book. Since I got this book, I try and reread it at least once every year. It's a new year. Why not make it fit for a readathon too? Cannot wait to read it and be enveloped in this whimsy realism that makes me float around and swoon and just see my aunts and cousins and have tea with them and my mom and an afternoon in the pool. Just because it's about all kinds of love and burdens in life, and I don't know, it's just so beautiful. This family of women. Soon. Another book that I actually just don't know how to explain well, so I will try to make a dedicated review for this one so yeah, in hopes that comes out right. Moving on. Level 8, General. 4 prompts. I filled in 3 with Aang's journey. So, the first one I did with Aang's journey was a book focused around war, and I did Northern Water Tribe. The prompt was 150 plus page book. And I did Come Tumbling Down by Seanan McGuire. 4 stars. Pretty strong. It followed one of my favorite one of my favorite of the Wayward Children series by Seanan McGuire. It was good. I liked the way it explored OCD. I missed the sister. I missed Jill. And this siren girl, the mermaid girl, didn't do much for me. Thank you. So the other is fine. I love Jack. The ending touched my heart. And yeah, that's pretty solid. It was more than pretty solid. Just like I needed more Jill, and the mermaid girl didn't do much for me. That's why I nudged down a star. So, next one I filled with Aang's journey was a historical fiction, because that genre is just a struggle for me. And I did Southern Water Tribe, which was a 100 plus page book. I read Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Hoffman. What can I say? I understand why everyone freaking loves that. Team Charlie. I mean, he's so sweet. It's so cute. It's so freaking cute. I even read like Heartstopper Become Human thingy, and it's sweating. I get it. I binged it all. But to be precise, I did use just volume 1 for these prompts. So yes. And the third one was a book from a famous author that you've never read from. I know there's a bunch. When I am confronted with that prompt, I blank out. I can't think. So I just filled it with, because panic, I filled it with Aang's journey, the Day of the Black Sun, 250 plus page book, and I read The Daybreak Bond by Megan Fraser Blakemore, which is the sequel to the Firefly Code. I really like it. That's a really strong duology. Middle grade duology. It's like, I guess, science fiction, dystopian, middle grade would be like a way to describe it. So there's this group of 4 friends, and that live in Firefly Lane. And there comes a new girl, and she's a bit odd in this perfect society. She's kind of too perfect. Maybe a little uncanny how perfect she is. But they befriend her and stuff happens. And it's just self-discovery and determining yourself, and it's pretty strong, like a moral discussion and ethics, hard on ethics, which was like surprising, like the way they handled the child discourse, because it was harsh on ethics, like heavy on ethics, on ethics discussions, like when do we stop being human and what makes you a human? When do you start being a human? And what qualifies you as a human? So, but it was covered in a way that was simple because it was through the eyes of 12, 13-year-old kids. But they weren't dumb. It wasn't dumbed down. It was an intense and deep discussion. They had their opinions and they felt strongly about it. And it was that shock factor of growing up and discovering that things aren't always quite this simple. And we are growing up, and it was beautifully done. I gave it 4 stars because some ends were a bit loose at the end. Some bits were a bit loose at the end. But it was a great ending. I think that's the part I like best from the book, was the way it ended. I don't think it could have been done better. It's a 4 star, but really good, like high 4 star. And for the actual book that I'll read, the final book from this TBR for the 4-Nation Readathon, and for me to acquire the title of General, I'll be reading, because my boyfriend chose it for me, The Red Notebook by Paul Auster. Another one of my favorites. Pretty short read, like the margins are huge, the letters are huge. Does this count as personalized? Like, it has my name. And the signing, and it's this is a short story compilation. It's kind of a short story memoir compilation of just like coincidences. And just like serendipity stuff. A lot of what ifs and selective memories, and it's just luck. Wow. But this happens. These are memories, short memories. So yeah, it's hard hitting for me. Things happen for a reason. That's what this book tells me. So yeah. And that's it, folks. That's my TBR for January, levels 6 through 8 to 8 for my 4-Nation Readathon round 2. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!